How's it going, guys? So week 8 of the PUDL is finally upon us, and today we're going to be taking on the Detroit Gale Wings. First things first, a timestamp will be down in the description below, which should hopefully pop up on the playhead, so if you guys aren't interested in this quick team breakdown, you can go ahead and skip straight into the battle. Also down in the description below is going to be a link to the Discord server where this draft is being held. All slots for the Wi-Fi and Showdown division are currently filled, but come DLC 2, there's going to be a lot of open spots, so I highly recommend getting in early, making yourself known, and hopefully reserving a spot. So it is finally week 8, which is the last week of the regular season of the PUDL, and there's a lot of mixed emotions here, right? One hand, very happy to have the season over with and be going into playoffs. On the other hand, very sad that the season's going to be ending. Had a lot of fun, love my draft team here, but before any of that, right, we have week 8 and we have Dusty of the Detroit Gale Wings to get through, and boy do they have a powerful squad. So the first thing I saw, and I'm pretty sure each and every single one of you guys also saw, is their electric terrain core. Pincurchin's not the greatest of mons, but when you have Iron Bundle plus Iron Leaves, that more than makes up for having Pincurchin on the team. Not to mention they also have a Alolan Raichu there. Not the strongest mon here, but the speed tier of Alolan Raichu and allows you to really just go ahead and dump all your investment into special attack, so go ahead and compensate for that. I believe like 95 special attack. Iron Leaves here, very dangerous setup sweeper, not the greatest of typing, but still very powerful nonetheless. And then Iron Bundle, of course, the menace that mon is. Because of Freezai, its dual typing, its dual stab combination has no safe swapping at all. It hits each and every single one of the Pokemon in the metagame for neutral damage. So I'm gonna be hard pressed being able to go ahead and actually swap into this mon, just because it also outpaces the entirety of my team naturally. Moving on to their defensive core here, they have a wonderful 1-2 combination between mandibuzz and clodsire. Two very annoying mons, both that can Toxic Stall you, both have really reliable recovery, and they can also kind of go in either direction in terms of defenses. A very annoying set with mandibuzz is max with def with iron defense and toxic and roost and stuff like that. Claude can set up hazards and just generally be annoying, as well as it having the unaware ability, so that means setup is not the safest of strategies to go with. Fido here, really cool mon. Again, more physically defensive than anything here. It does have Wish, so it could be a somewhat decent Wish passer. It also has a pretty good ability in well-baked body, so it can stop something like my Sandarachi, but it does have coverage for that mon. And then to go ahead and round out the draft, we have all their offensive mons plus cyclizar. I didn't want to put cyclizar with the defensive mons just because it's more supportive than defensive. It has really cool stuff like knockoff, taunt, U-turn, rapid spin, and it also has Draco Meteor for a really hard-hitting move. I can very easily see an assault vest coming, or even a heavy-duty boot set coming, just because my team is hazard stack here. Their other regenerator mon here is actually offensive, which is really cool in Mienshao. Mienshao has a decent speed tier here, but again, it can freely click high jump kick. It does have Ice Punch for the Dragonite, and it has pretty decent coverage all around. But Bostiff here is also another really interesting mon, and also one of the 2 Terra captains, with its most notable Terra being Terra Fairy. The combination of Dark plus Fairy stabs is incredibly powerful, and not to mention that its ability in Stakeout also doubles the damage dealt by Bostiff if a swap out were to occur. So that can possibly pose some really interesting and annoying scenarios where I gotta ask myself, do I want to eat double the damage with one mon, or do I want to go ahead and stay in here with another, right? And then lastly, we have, we have Chandelure here, very effective user of the choice items, whether it be choice scarf or choice specs here. But again, you can see a heavy duty boots, but more often than not, it's just going to be choiced. Also a wonderful trick mon as well. And then lastly, we have Magneton. Very bulky Violite special attacker here. It does have Magnet Pull and Sturdy. Either one of those abilities could be perfectly fine here. More likely Sturdy than not. And then even still, right, this thing's incredibly tanky with that Violite. I've seen this thing live a lot of super effective hits, so I can never sleep on that mon. We certainly have our work cut out for us this week, but either way here, right, I still feel fairly confident into the matchup, and because of the it is because of that we're going to be talking about our first mon here. Jesus, words. So again, between Iron Bundle naturally, Iron Leaves with Speed Booster, and the Alolan Raichu with a Surge Surfer. I do not feel really comfortable with my speed tiers. This is like one of the very few weeks where the speed tiers are actually not in our favor, so it's going to be interesting to see how we handle that. And because of that, we also have to have low kicks here. Between First Impression and Sucker Punch, we can really do some big damage into very key offensive threats. If I get enough chip damage on the Iron Bundle, I can easily take that thing out with a First Impression. Same thing goes for the Iron Leaves with both with First Impression and Sucker Punch, and as well as the Alolan Raichu and Mabosstiff. I do have to note that both Mons can Terra, so that is going to be a little bit interesting, and it is going to be something to look out for. But either way, if we can force a Terra, or even still, yeah, if we can force a Terra, we can go ahead and play around that new typing, and then we can just kind of go from there, right? Mainly just going to be clicking First Impression and Sucker Punch here, knock off on the slower Mons, and then U-turn just to get out of there on a possible prediction here, right? Just to keep up momentum. Because of that, we do have Life Orb. I don't want to be locked into one or the either in terms of priority, because I very much do need both. Up next is Sandy Shocks. This mon is going to be our dedicated lead. Everything on their team, I can very safely lead on anything and everything on their team except for the Iron Leaves. That's the only mon that gives me trouble, which is a little bit annoying. But either way, I do have counterplay like the low kicks and a couple other mons that we're going to be talking about later on. But yeah, it threatens everything else for really big damage, right? The Thunderbolt takes care of the Iron Bundle plus the mandibuzz. Earth Power can possibly take care of the Clodsire, the Pincurchin, the Chandelure, the Magneton, and the what's it called? Alolan Raichu, right? Because of that, I can also get rocks on a lot of the mons just because I can very easily force swap outs here. So that's also really wonderful here. So if I'm able to go ahead and get up rocks or even get up some really big meaningful chip in the early game, Sandy Shocks is pretty much useless here, right? It's pretty much just going to be my my Iron Bundle sack, so I can go ahead and bring in something like my low kicks or even my Breloom, which is up next here. Originally, Breloom was going to be my dedicated lead, but the more I looked at the matchup here, I like Sandy Shocks for that role, but I still decided on keeping Breloom set the same here, right? Focus Sash here, just because it gives us a lot of leeway in terms of stuff with stuff like the Iron Bundle, again, the Iron Leaves, the Alola guy, the Chandelure here, right? Yeah, it gives us a lot of leeway with those mons. Mach Punch here, easily able to go ahead and take out the Iron Bundle. Bullet Seed threatens a lot. It's also really able to hit the Alolan Raichu for big damage, and then Rock Tomb just can possibly take care of the Chandelure and get some really nice damage off on the mandibuzz. Toxic is here just for the mandibuzz, just so we can go ahead and trade some damage. And testing, I didn't test too much with clodsire, so I don't anticipate it coming, but we're gonna see if I regret not having something like Bulldoze over Toxic, right? Just so I can actually have a way of hitting clodsire for super effective damage here. But again, Breloom here is just going to be a revenge killer for mainly the super fast guys here, just because our speed tier isn't the greatest, and priority and focus sash really help compensate for that. Fourthly, we have Goldango. So Goldango here, first and foremost, Goldango here is just to go ahead and trick any one of his big three defensive mons in the Clodsire, in the Mandibuzz, and in the Dachshund. And being able to go ahead and limit any one of those three mons is going to be absolutely important here, just because it opens up all the rest of my offensive guys here, right? We don't want Mandibuzz or Clodsire just to be spamming Roost. We don't Roost and Toxic. We don't want Dachshund to be wish passing, you know. So again, just limit them as much as possible. Side Shock can easily chip Clodsire for really big damage here. Make It Rain is going to be doing a decent amount into Mandibuzz and possibly forcing a Roost. If we're able to go ahead and actually catch the Iron Bundle lacking outside of terrain, we have just enough speed investment with the Choice Scarf to actually outpace it and get some really big damage off for the Make It Rain. Not too much to say here, pretty standard here. It also helps out against the Iron Leaves matchup as well. If we catch it outside of the terrain, we outspeed, but even if not, unless Leaves is +2, it's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage to us, and while we can actually threaten it back with the Shadow Ball. Second to last here is Hatterene. Hatterene, once again, is going to be our joints denier. The only form of hazards my opponent has come with clodsire and Pincurchin. Pincurchin can only set up spikes, and clodsire can set up rocks, spikes, and T-spikes. So again, I have no problem just swapping in Hatterene into either one of those two mons, and like pretty much every time here, right? I want to preserve Focus Sash on the Breloom, and I also want to ensure that low kicks doesn't get chipped down too heavily, too quickly, right? Just because it's going to be constantly taking that life orb chip. Very standard spread here of max HP, max defense, Calm Mind with some Draining Kiss, Side Shock for the clodsire once again, and then Nuzzle to go ahead and try to limit stuff like the bundle, stuff like the leaves, Mianchao, whatever have you here, right? In testing, Hatterene was actually an absolute unit and very hard to take down, but the only caveat with it was that it was incredibly hard to get going. In testing, I did play against a special attack boosting Iron Bundle, and that thing's Hydro Pump took me out from 4, right? So, that thing was incredibly threatening, and it kind of limited my Hatterene here, just because my mock opponent, I should say, my mock opponent did a very good job in making sure that thing came in as often as possibly could, and just a click Hydro Pump here, right? So if we're able to go ahead and set up a couple Calm Minds, we can very easily just run away with the game. Like I said, the Iron Bundle very early on can easily take care of us, and also the Iron Leaves, if it has enough HP investment, can actually fairly easily tank Draining Kiss from +2. So at that point, I'm gonna have to Nuzzle, and then I'm gonna have to hope for some paras, because they can very easily get up an SD and start leaf blading, and even possibly fishing for a crit, right? And that can very much put a stop to our sweeping potential here. Lastly here, we have Dragonite. Originally, I had more of a heavy-duty boots, traditional Dragon Dance set, but the more I looked at the matchup, the less I really liked it. The Iron Bundle threatens me for super effective damage. Both the Clodsire and the Mandibuzz can Toxic me, and Mandibuzz can easily just go ahead and foul play me right afterwards and just pretty much pick up that KO. Pincurchin can go ahead and paralyze me, whether it be with Thunder Wave or Discharge here. Cyclizar can go ahead and eat one of its high amount of health and then just drop a Draco. Mianchao could possibly have Ice Punch, and so on and so forth here, right? So because of that, I just decided to go with Choice Band, give me that immediate power. As soon as Fido does come, and if the Magneton does come here, right, I just got to get rid of the Mabostiff of Viteras, and then after that, Draco is absolutely free. Even still, between Iron Head, Earthquake, and Outrage, we're going to be threatening the entirety of their draft with really big damage here, so Dragonite can very much be a powerful middle game mon or a very effective late game cleaner with extreme speed. With Banded Extreme Speed, we're going to be doing about 50 to Iron Bundle, so as long as we get 50% on that Iron Bundle, that thing's dead. We're going to be doing around like 30 to 40 to leave, so again, like if we keep all his mons low, Dragonite can easily just come in and clean up the game. They have a very threatening squad here, but with all that being said, look at their squad, right? Absolute units here. I love their defensive core Mandibuzz plus Clodsire. I like the Bicycle as well here, just because it gives you a lot of flexibility while also not making you completely passive like the two would kind of seem like. Really nice electric terrain core. Building around terrain isn't my personal playstyle, but if you're able to go ahead and make it work, then that's absolutely beautiful here, right? I feel like you would have a lot easier of a time doing that in Nat decks than you would Paldea decks, but even still, right, my opponent here has built an absolutely wonderful team here. And yeah, like I said, with all that being said here, right, I still have full confidence in the boys. I have full faith that we're going to be able to come out week 8, finish off the season with the dub, and move off into playoffs with a good seeding here. Since last week, I had been guaranteed playoffs, but even still, I want as high as a seeding as I possibly can, just to go ahead and give me the best possible opponent I possibly can here, right? It's going to be very interesting to see, right? I cannot wait. A little bit, very much excited, but a little bit nervous. But before any of that, like I said in the beginning of the video, it all starts today with our week 8 opponent, Dusty. Will we win? Will we lose? Who knows? But there's only one way to find out, and I will see you guys there. How's it going, guys? So week 8 of the PUDL is here, and today we're going to be taking on Dusty. This is the last week of Draft League regular season for the PUDL. very excited, very sad, lots of mixed emotions here, right? I've been loving my time in the season so far, but no matter the outcome of this game, it's time to lock in for playoffs, right? Try to make a deep push and hopefully make it as far as possible. My goal is to win this league, right? I feel fully confident in my ability to do so, but before we get too ahead of ourselves, it all starts today. Interesting that they brought the Dachshund and that they also brought the Mastiff. So, and no Iron Leaves. In testing, I would play against Iron Leaves and who would they have over the Dachshund? I forgot, but yeah, those two I did not play against. I originally brought Cinderace kind of for this. I brought Cinderace with a first with a choice band and then also another one with like a bulkier variant. It was meant to speed creep both the Mastiff and the Dachshund. I had Iron Head for the Dachshund, and then I also had a good amount of attack investment for everything else here with Sucker Punch. But very interesting to see here. We are just gonna go ahead and lead Sandy Shockers. See, kind of take the game from there. Beautiful. We do get the turn right here. We're just gonna go ahead and Earth Power, right? We are gonna go ahead and Earth Power here just because there's not a whole lot of safe swap-ins. They are gonna have to kind of finagle around with this Mon here. They can go mandibuzz, right? But that's a very temporary. Okay, that's fine. So we do draw out Terra. Ooh, not even enough either. We're just gonna go ahead and get our chip and dip. So they no longer resist. My Mach Punch from Breloom, and also that they can no longer Terra the Mastiff. So getting the turn 1 Terra, I'll absolutely take it here, right? That's interesting. Wow. So in testing, I made a bit of a mistake. I guess I didn't fully see their dock, right? I don't know if before like the week 4 deadline, they made a couple changes with their Terra captains, but in my dock, they did not have Terra captain Alolan Raichu, right? It was always this Mastiff and something else. But I clearly remember I clearly remember not seeing Alolan Raichu, but either way here, we get the turn 1 Terra, incredibly low here, and we put ourselves in prime position for our Golden Go. To be honest here, I feel very comfortable just making it rain. I also feel very comfortable just going for a... I can just make it rain. I can just make it rain. Truly. I also feel comfortable just going for the low kicks as well. I want to preserve Sash on Breloom for as long as I can just because the Iron Bundle is such a big threat. So it gives me an opportunity to go ahead and actually swap into one, live, and then get the Mach Punch. And especially if it's chipped enough, I can easily pick up the kill from there. Cool. We pick up that KO right there. Most likely they go out into the mandibuzz, right? But do I care? Not exactly. Into the Brick-Urchin, interestingly enough. So because of that, we are immediately going Hatterini. We do not want hazards on our side of the field. This thing can only set up spikes, but we want to preserve the. We do want to preserve the Focus Sash on Breloom as much as possible here. So again, feel very comfortable making this play. Don't exactly care if these things at me. I wonder if Soak goes through Magic Bounce. I believe it might, right? So that could be something they want to do. So they can go ahead and Freezai the Iron Bundle. They can Freezai with the Iron Bundle, and they don't have to rely on hitting a Hydro Pump. But either way here, still a really good position. I got to remind myself to not skip turns. Once I get this Calm Mind up, right, Hatterene looks to be in a really fantastic position. Again, two Fairy Weeks in the 2 Dark months here. Dachshund isn't exactly known for its offensive prowess, right? So again, so that's not going to be doing too much. Zingzap just did 30, and I'm assuming that's their most powerful move. So I can go ahead and get a Draining Kiss off, and then the Iron Bundle is of course very, very scary. Oop, had to let my dog out. So my opponent here is very much thinking, or I am very much lagging. Either way here, right? Okay, cool. So we're locked into Calm Mind. Let's see, Zing Zap, perfectly fine. We're just gonna go ahead and get a Draining Kiss off real quick. Go ahead and restore some of that damage, and then just start Calm Minding once again. Look at Hatterene go, right? I will say, reflecting on the season, I definitely was not doing Hatterene justice, right? For the most part, every week it should have just been max HP, max defense like I have here, but I try to be creative, I try to be cute with the Hatterene, and in a lot of games it just didn't work out for me. And this is a mon that I very much feel like I underutilized throughout the entirety of the season. So to Hatterene, I am so sorry, but hopefully we can go ahead and redeem you today, right? Once again here, don't exactly mind, just because we're stalling out the electric terrain turns, we're able to kill the I gotta stop skipping turns, but if we're able to kill the Pincurchin there, they no longer have electric terrain for the iron bundle, which is gonna be fantastic here. Oh, beautiful crit. Oh, look at Hatterene go. Oh, they do have Rocky Helmet as well here. We're gonna go ahead and get up another Calm Mind. Like I said, Dachshund isn't exactly known for its offensive prowess, so I feel very comfortable doing this. If they go ahead and get up a Wish Pass, that's also fine by me, but for the most part here, right, not a whole lot they can do. Hatterene with the punish, beautiful, right? Beautiful. So with crit doing 67, I believe it's going to be a little bit of a roll to kill. If not, it just flat out kills. But either way here, still feel pretty comfortable. The only way they can actually threaten damage, I mean, the only way they can heal up is through Wish, just because they revealed Rocky Helmet. So that's absolutely perfect here, right? Not too sure if Dachshund gets Iron Head, but even still, don't exactly mind if it... Okay, yeah, so they're going to go ahead and Wish. So we are going to go ahead and go for the Draining Kiss, just in case they want to go for an attack here. Go ahead and kill that thing off. And if they go for a Protect, that's fine by me, just because we go ahead and get more chip recovery. Perfectly fine. Did not need to make the Calm Mind play at all. So we can go ahead and just go for a Draining Kiss now and kind of take the game from there. Kind of see what the damage is looking like from Dachshund here. Perfect. Into the... Oh! Oh, Hatterene with the critical hit punishes. Oh my god. Absolutely beautiful here, right? Absolutely beautiful. We're gonna go ahead and get her kiss damage off. Once again here, right, is he's either gonna let this Pincurchin go, or he's gonna, what's it called, kind of swap out and preserve electric terrain. Don't exactly see a need for him preserving electric terrain. I'm very sorry for the critical hits, but Hatterene with the punish, right? Damn, I didn't even have the fucking nicknames. Holy shit. No! I gotta get better with that. I gotta get better with that. Hold on. Chat's over here freaking out about the crits, but unfortunate. I will say with Mons, whenever you have like a little bit of an unfortunate position and you want to go ahead and go swap out into something safe, or at the very least a mid ground, I always feel like right then and there, those are the moments where you get critical hitted the most, right? Like when he went Dachshund, just dude, that critical hit ratio just goes up to fucking bajillion, right? And then he swapped out again and back into the Pincurchin, that critical hit ratio just went back up to a bajillion. It's always that, and also in like the worst possible scenarios, like it doesn't kill without crit, you know, and then they get the fucking crit. But very unfortunate to my opponent Dusty here. I am very sorry, but yeah. What a way to go for week 8, right guys? Oh my god. So again, fantastic position here. We're just gonna go ahead and keep on kissing him. We are absolutely gonna go ahead and keep on kissing him. 30%, not gonna be doing anything, and Hatterene looks to be in prime position to sweep. Very unfortunate miss. So sorry for all the hacks. Sorry for all the... We're gonna sound it out, guys. The hacks. Okay, cool. Very, very sorry. In testing, Hatterene was an absolute menace to deal with, so the only problem with Hatterene was actually getting it going. So I'm like coming into this week, my game plan was of course just do as much damage for either Hatterene to go ahead and to either put Hatterene in a position to sweep like it's doing here now, or soften everything up for my 3 priority mons in Breloom, Dragonite, and low kicks. Cool. Into the draining kits we go here. Foul play is not going to be doing anything. Once again here, perfect, absolutely beautiful. Just draining kits up, and it's going to be looking like a GG. Oh, they had dual wing beat for the Focus Sash Breloom. That would have gone crazy, right? I didn't check up on whether mandibuzz actually got dual wing beat, but if I was ever in that position, I would have been losing Breloom, unfortunately, because in testing I would trade a toxic on the mandibuzz for giving up my Focus Sash here, right? So very unfortunate here. Very unfortunate for my opponent here, but big Demoglios, and then that is going to be a GG. Well played. Sorry for hacks. For hacks, and then we're going to give him a little heart. Oh my god. Absolutely beautiful here. Absolutely beautiful here, right? Before this match, it was really a toss-up for me whether I wanted to bring Cinderace or not to this matchup. My biggest concerns were the Clod. Of course, the Iron Bundle and the Alolan Raichu were always going to be faster than me, especially with electric terrain up. Same thing kind of goes for the Iron Leaves, just because, again, electric terrain and also the possibility of them bringing booster was always so high as well. So it was going to be, so Cinderace was in a little bit of an awkward spot when it came to this team. So of course, Sandy Shocks here wanted to bring it just because, again, prevented the Raichu from just spamming electric moves on me. So that's always going to be a plus here. Yeah, I just wanted to prevent the Alolan Raichu to go ahead and not freely click Thunderbolt on my team. If they also brought the clodsire, it would also give me a little bit of an easier time against that. Funnily enough, Cinderace here would have been just as good, right? I did bring Ironhead for the dash one. I did, and then Pyro Ball looked absolutely free against my opponent here. But Sandy Shocks did the job it needed to, right? It got chip on the Alola guy, forced a Terra. Too bad we couldn't get up rocks, but it wasn't a necessity in this game, so I don't mind at all. Let's skip this. Let's look through the turns here. Yeah, I kind of caught me off guard here, right? I figured the Mobosif was their only Terra Captain, but I guess I didn't take a good enough look at their team sheet to realize that they changed up some Terra Captains. Here, Goldengo, not exactly needed, right? Dashman isn't exactly too much of a concern. I can easily break it with something like Hatterini just because they can't exactly boost up their special attack, at least from what I remember. Zingzap here, very nice. I believe it has a chance to flinch if I'm not mistaken, so that could have been a little scary. So thankfully we avoided all those. But even still, oh no, wait, we were faster. That's fine. Very, very big critical hit punish. And then as soon as I got up a calm mind, right, I felt very comfortable. And then the second one, I'm like, all right, the game's kind of sealed, right? They absolutely would have loved or appreciated an Iron Leaves here, just so they can either Sword Dance and then kind of fish for crit with Leaf Blade. That's something that did happen in testing here, where without Iron Leaves, I was easily able to go ahead and get up a couple calm minds and kind of sweep through the game here, right? So very unfortunate for my opponent. Very sorry about the critical hits here, but Hatterini executed, and I am so glad Hatterini is the one to finish this off, just because, again, this is a mon I felt like I very much underutilized throughout the entirety of the season. I try to be too cute and fancy when in reality I should have just been doing this with Hatterini the entire season here, right? But yep, once again here, right, I cannot apologize enough for the hacks. I'm so sorry, Dusty, but GG, well played. Thank you for the match, and also thank you to this league for the wonderful season. It's been lots of fun, but it is time to lock in for playoffs. That is going to do it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will try to be upload more and more, but once a week, these draft league videos are going to be coming at you guys. So please stay tuned to that. And also a little bit of a sneak peek announcement. I have also joined up another draft league with good friend of the channel, Mr. Winterbub, who is hosting. So it's gonna be a Nat Dex draft league, which is a little bit gross. I do not like Nat Dex, but good friend of the channel, my guy. So I'm gonna go ahead and support. Go ahead and actually upload the videos for that draft league. So that's gonna be coming out. That's gonna be my form of consistency when it comes to the channel. But again, that's gonna do it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.